We're gonna go ahead and replace our active grill shutter component. It's located right behind your grill in front of your radiator. We're gonna go ahead and remove our 6 retaining clips running across the top of our radiator support cover. Just gonna use our trim tool here, get underneath and pop these up. Just continue this process across the top. I'm gonna go ahead and just lift up on our cover here and remove it and set it aside. We're gonna remove our 4 10mm screws across the top of our grill using a 10mm socket. When removing these screws, you wanna pay attention to the different threads on these here. The screws with the more coarse threads go on the outside because it screws into plastic, and then we have the more machine-like screws here that go in the 2 center because it screws into the metal bracket. On each side, there are 2 plastic push pins, and across the bottom, there are retaining tabs holding the bottom into place. So you gently want to pull out the grill, pop those tabs out, and then release the bottom. Go ahead and set your grill aside. On the bottom of our grill shutter, there's a 10mm bolt down on the bottom here underneath this flap, as well as to the right of it over here. I'm gonna go ahead, loosen, and remove both of these bolts. Using 10mm socket and our extension, let's go ahead and get those. On the top here, we have a 13mm bolt, as well as on the passenger side, there's another 13mm bolt. Let's go ahead, and loosen and remove those. On the top here on the driver's side, we want to go ahead and remove our hood release cable from this clip. Just pull it off and set it aside. Now we'll go ahead and pull this unit forward. On the bottom in the center right here, we have a connector. We have a red locking tab. We're going to use our pick. Go ahead and slide that lock down. Once that's down, we're going to use our thumb and just press on this tab here below that clip and disconnect the connector. Pop that off. At that point there, we should be able to go ahead and work our active shutter unit out and out of the vehicle. At this point here, I'm going to go ahead and take our connector, line that up. You'll feel it snap into place. Now we're going to press our little red locking tab up and in. Lock that in. Go ahead and run your harness through our little retaining clips here. There's going to be a couple steps you want to pay attention to when installing your active shutter control unit. These little tabs are going to fit into the lower crossbeam right here and kind of rest on this. On the driver's side, we have our air diverter flap here. You want to make sure that this gets tucked in and gets put in on the outside of our radiator here to help direct the air, as well as the left-hand side or the passenger side. You want to go ahead and line this up, and it's going to have notches in it to fit around our AC lines here. So let's go ahead and work this in. Maybe reaching in and tucking these flaps in where they need to go as you're installing this. I'm going to go ahead and loosely install our upper bolts here. Just get that bolt started, a few threads. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other side. With those loosely installed and this hanging in place, let's go ahead and install our 2 lower bolts. Let's go ahead and snug those bolts down now. Once that bolt bottoms out, you're pretty much good there. On the side of our grill, you should have the 2 retaining tabs here and 2 on the driver's side as well. And across the bottom, you're going to have these plastic mounting tabs that needs to interlock with the upper portion of our bumper. Let's go ahead and install this here. Right here, before you bolt down your grill, you want to make sure that your hood release cable runs underneath. I'm going to push our grill up into place. Let's go ahead and get our screws started. The more aggressive threaded screws go into the 2 outer portion or 2 outer holes. Get those started. And then the 2 fine thread bolts go into our support. Once those are all started, let's go ahead and snug those down. Just snug it down lightly. Now, right by one of our mounting bolt holes on our old active shutter unit, there is the hood release cable clip. We're going to go on the bottom side with a pair of needle nose pliers and gently just pinch these little tabs. And we're going to work that out through the top. Once you release it, you should have your little clip right here, and we're just going to reinstall it into our new unit. And we're just going to pop our cable into that clip, like so. I'm going to go ahead and take our push button clips. You want to make sure that this little plastic retainer here is lined up with the fender. Push it down into place, and we're going to repeat this process across the top.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.